Hey everybody, it's Kevin Laverne. I warned you guys that we were going to do a video, and she is here with us tonight. Laverne is. I got her here on the phone. I've been using the speaker. I don't think it sounds as good, so I've got her just on the phone in the speaker that the phone uses. So go ahead and tell everybody hi, Laverne. And Liz, would you please, while you're talking, give us an update on your health and what's been going on with you?
Okay, hi everybody. Hi all the TIs out there. I'm praying for you and I'm wishing well for everybody out there. I had a hospital scare about a week ago, and actually I'm doing quite well. A nurse came to the house today and took my blood pressure and everything, and she said that I'm doing pretty good. The only thing, they had to put me on diuretics because of my diabetes, but generally I'm feeling pretty good. So, and I hope that you guys out there are too.
Good. Well, we missed you. You were unable to show up, and you can see that our other co-host Aloysius is in the background there.
Yeah.
He still hasn't left me, you guys. So God bless him. But yeah, we got a few things to jabber about tonight.
Okay.
I've been doing my regular article writing. That we're way behind on that stuff when it comes to the videos, but I don't know that every article needs to be discussed. Let's see what we have here. I want to get to this one. I don't want to put it off because I think it's important. I was going to put it second, but to be honest with you, it's first in my mind. So I just kind of want to get to it. It's the article that I put out. You can find it on my WordPress, and I will link it in the video description after the video is done. It's called The Digestive Attack, Anatomy, Disgust and Divinity.
Okay.
I did some thinking on this one. The reason that this happened this way is because they've been attacking my digestive system lately, from all angles, if you catch my drift. And so it forces then my thought to the subject, and in doing so, I came up with a few things. And so I'm just going to go ahead and read, if that's all right. Is that okay, Laverne?
Yes, that's fine.
Okay, so it starts off, one of the most persistent and telling aspects of targeting is the digestive assault. Relentless, subtle, or severe, but always calculated. For many of us, the stomach becomes a battleground. It's twisted, bloated, immobilized. Nausea is invoked like a ritual. Vomiting is not just induced, it's sustained, prolonged, made unnatural by denying the natural relief that should follow it. And that happened to me. I've had stomach issues my whole life. This most recent time, I'm like, yeah, just make me throw up. I'm not afraid of that. So they made me throw up, and there was no relief that came with it. I felt the same way that I did that caused me to throw up to begin with. But so it goes on. Well documented, enforced constipation can stretch out to a few days, combined with felt pressure in the area to enhance the experience. So they'll do that to us, and then they'll create extra pressure in the stomach areas just, to make it even worse. They're so sweet. And yet we adapt. I'm sorry, what was that?
I said, aren't they?
They are, yes, indeed.
Yeah.
So the more they manipulate the gut, the more it reveals what we're made of. Not weakness, but resilience. It exposes their misunderstanding of the human spirit. While they learn to simulate pain, we learn to endure it. They become softer in their safety, we become sharper in our trials. But why the digestive tract? Why focus on this visceral domain? Because it sits at the crossroads of body and shame. The stomach is instinctive. The intestines are unspoken. The anus a source of taboo. The digestive tract is so human in so many ways. Its existence takes a lot of our time. It's as necessary to our survival as the heart or lungs. It's celebrated, thought of shamefully, and everything in between. It's not just a fact of life. In many ways, it defines life. It dictates and structures our days. It gives us reasons to assemble socially, provides a landscape for the culinary arts, and more. So it's a very big part of the life of people. We structure our days around breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It's it's just a big deal to people. I think is the best way to put that. So let's go on. They rely on our discomfort with the less acceptable parts of these subjects. They weaponize our own repression, knowing that the physical in this matter extends to the emotional, social, and even spiritual. But that's only if we let it. If the Creator made us, now this is where stuff gets good. If the Creator made us in His image, then all parts, including those that excrete, are stamped with divinity. Excellent point I'm about to make here. The smell that repulses us is not our own essence. It is the bacteria, the microbes, the passengers, and yet we recoil from ourselves as if the odor comes from the soul. Those smells are bacteria. It's not even us. We live a symbiotic life with bacteria in our gut. They are the ones that stink. It ain't us. Our bodies stay true to this sort of divine lineage in this way, even in this visceral kind of a baser way of looking at things. It still holds true. So to go on, it doesn't come from the soul. They want us ashamed of our function, disgusted by our design. However, they reveal their position in two ways. Number one, if this is a foothold they use to achieve shame, then removal of that foothold would complicate things for them. Do we even have the right to be ashamed of what God made? What that means is, what that looks like is us just owning our humanity, recognizing that this is, that God sort of probably knew what He was doing when He made us, and maybe we're wrong to second guess it. Another thing I want to recognize is that symbiotic relationship, we're in charge of that relationship. It still holds true that God has put us in the chief position amongst the animal kingdom. It all works within the same, storyline. There's nothing that disagrees here. So they revealed that position in two ways, but it moves on. Do we even have the right to be ashamed of what God made? But they're trying to do that to us, aren't they? The second thing that they revealed is, in doing this, they reveal their own minds. It takes one to know one situation. They are themselves ashamed of their own product and their own humanity. They haven't accepted it in mature fashion. They're still children.
Yes.
I mean, there's no other way to look at it. So, honestly, we should be teasing them about it. So, their entire play, this is, I think, where it comes together best. Their entire play here is hoping to convince us of a separation of body and soul, that we are not divine creatures ourselves, but the primordial ooze they would have us believe we sprang from. The experience forces our realization that God's creation is as He would have it be. Yes, we are tethered to this physical representation, but even that was drafted and constructed by the hand of God. Remember it. God bless the TIs. So, yeah, I had a little bit of insight there. I realized, that they're trying to use this physical thing against us. Physical is the structure, the layout, everything. This is God's creation, and it's a beautiful thing. What they would point to and blame us for isn't even us. I don't know. It just it stood out to me, and so my guess is that whatever they do to me, I'm going to turn my attention to and write articles about it and try to recognize what's really going on, diffuse the power from it, and then pass that on to other people in hopes that they'll be able to make use of the information as well. You know what I mean? I've been talking a lot now. Laverne, please say something.
Well, I'm here.
Okay. What do you think about all that?
Let's listen to you. They're very low down, and they do want us to be ashamed of certain things, and
it's effective too, isn't it?
It is effective. It does make people, they can make you urinate, that can make you, be constipated and all that. And they want they want to lower our self-esteem. They want to do more than that. They want us to feel like the filthiest people on earth. And so I'm glad that I was just thinking, I'm so glad that you have a mind like you do, because you leave nothing out. You're not as afraid to explore even subjects as sensitive subjects as this, in order to help other TIs.
Well, thank you for that. But I really feel like this particular subject required a head-on strategy. I don't think there's any other way to go about this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, because any other way they win. But if we hit it head on and own it and recognize it for everything that's at play here that we see in this article, well, in my opinion, they don't have anything anymore. And then then they're completely relying upon creating both what they hope to be the cause and then also creating the effect. Like I've written about recently in another article.
Yeah.
Where they're shooting the cap gun, pretending like that's what's causing it, but it's something else that's causing the effect. Like they're fooling themselves. I don't know. But they're making my nose itch, you guys. So. They like to do that. So yeah, I really enjoy that particular article. I've been. That one was. Some of them are quick and easy. Some of them I hardly even remembered, you guys, and some of them I put a lot of time and effort into, and some of them are hard one. But this one was like I would say it was like a pet project sort of a thing. Just because of the way that it came together, I really think that God touched me for this. I think He wanted me to put this out there. Yeah, I do, because the way that it came out, it was different than the other articles. Yeah, and not only that, I think there's better insight perhaps in this one than I normally have. So I just hope it's helpful, you guys. I know it was for me, because I didn't really realize all these things until I put it all in one place and looked at it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I like the title. I really do.
Oh, you do?
Digestive Attack, Anatomy, Disgust. I mean, it directly refers to what you've written there.
Right.
Not just read to us.
Right.
Very succinct and way. It's very specific.
Yeah. Speaking of titles, before I move on, did you see that one? I spoke about this last time, I think. Bizarro Brer Rabbit by Proxy.
Yeah, he said they probably wouldn't know what it was.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I might be even mentioning this next time, you guys, because I love that title. It's one of my favorite titles ever.
Yeah, I like that too. Nice, sweet ring to it.
Right. I did release a couple of articles about tech aspects. One of them was about reflectors. I want to say thank you to the anonymous people that suggested I write articles on the reflectors. And then also, there were two suggestions, and I covered them both. And if anybody wants me to cover something, just give me a suggestion. I will do that work if it brings up worthy material. And if it doesn't, I'll let you know if you want an answer. You know what I mean? So, but I'll do the research. But so one of them was about reflectors, and apparently there's a lot to it. The person that presented it to me was presented it in hopes that it would be helpful to on our side. That's not the case. It's something they used, in the targeting campaign against us. So it's called Reflectors and Their Role in RF-Based Targeting and Defense. So if anybody wants to see that, that's the first one that I put on there, that I added a couple of images. But I want to say thank you to the anonymous person that suggested that as a topic. And then there was another one, DARPA's Radio Box, a hidden layer of bio-electromagnetic warfare. That was actually in response. For another person suggested that. I don't know that they want me to reveal who it is, so I'm not going to do that. But thank you to that person for the suggestion. It turned out to be a pretty good story. It looks like it's getting a lot of attention. A lot of people are looking at this article. It looks like, but it's called "DARPA's Radio Box: A Hidden Layer of Bio-Electromagnetic Warfare," and it's in response to an article done by another site called let me see, RF Safe. I was presented with an article by this site, and it was good, but they said essentially that DARPA was looking into the frequencies that are being used against us to police themselves and decide whether or not they can be used for something other than just creating heat. Yeah, that dog don't hunt. You know, they can't be trusted, to do anything. So certainly not this. And then so this place, RF Safe, God bless you guys. Thank you for bringing this to our attention. It was a good article nonetheless. Suggested essentially that, we can trust them, that they're there for our benefit. But the truth of the matter is, as I point out in my article, is that DARPA's job isn't to decode biology for the sake of peace. It's to find new vectors for control. You know what I mean? So it's probably a good idea to get a concept of what these organizations are all about before we start assigning, potential, looking into their future. I guess they're dimming my brain, you guys, just so you know, if you can't tell. I've been a jabbermouth all the day, and all of a sudden I'm struggling to find words. So that's what's going on there. Let this be evidence. Okay.
Yes, it is.
But so that's all. It just goes into that stuff about that. So it's there if you want to read that. I don't need to talk about that. But it's just a response article to RF Safe's article. Hey, please, let you take the stage for a little while, Laverne, please. Is there something that you wanted to talk about? Tell us about what happened with your week, please.
With what?
With your week?
Oh,
because it's been about a week since we've heard from
you. Yeah, well, there's my days are pretty much the same. I'm handicapped in the way that I use a walker, so I don't get out and do this and that like other people. So my days are pretty much the same. But I'm a Christian, and I don't feel that God allows me to feel that would be loneliness, feeling alone, that a lot of people do feel when they're alone.
Right.
So my days have been pretty good. I've been mostly wrapped up in this hospital papers, referrals, and so forth. And that's what mainly I've been doing, and I haven't been doing a good job of it because there's so many doctors for my condition, which includes my feet swelling and my hands swelling, and in the beginning I thought, I think it was them, so to speak, quote unquote.
Right.
And still, I'm not sure if they're taking part in causing my weight gain. And
I think they are.
You think they are?
Well, yeah. I mean, they make sure that I gain weight for the summertime and lose it for the wintertime, right? So I don't have my shapely hourglass figure for the summer, and then in the wintertime, I'm skinny and cold and shivering. So this has been going on for years. So I'm acutely aware of their ability to control our hunger pangs and whatnot.
Yes, and I have neighbors that live above me that love doing noise campaigns on me, and sometimes I take it real well, but sometimes it can get really eerie, and I'll have to call up a friend or just sometimes just deal with it alone until that feeling passes, because they do a lot of dropping bowling balls and this and that, and I never know when it's gonna happen. They're even in the hallway, yelling back and forth and slamming doors, just to try to wake me up. So it could be worse, but it's not something that I'd rather go through. Of course, you know that there's a lot more than that.
Right.
That's as much as I can share right now.
Yeah, they continue to do that. Whenever to me as well. They try to make it, but again, it's they have to create the trigger and the effect. So basically, they could just create the effect and not have the trigger there, and it'd be the same thing. I don't know why they continue to do this. I don't know if they're trying to fool themselves into thinking this stuff or fool me, but I call it out each and every time. You created both the trigger and the effect there. I mean, what are you doing? You bonehead. Just don't do the trigger part. Just do the effect. I mean, who are you trying to fool here?
Yeah.
So I don't know. They're weird. They're going to do their. Nobody claimed they were rocket surgeons, I suppose. So I mean, I don't know. Whatever. They do their stuff over here. I get the same thing, Laverne, but and then it's ridiculous. It's stupid. Now I make fun of them a lot, but when I go too far with it, then they start getting real serious about it. Because I have next door neighbors that are in on it, and they do what can be done locally. You know what I mean? Making noise and that kind of garbage.
Yeah.
So they have to start earning their keep a little bit more in those moments when it's decided that has to happen. Now they're in the backyard. You know what I ought to do is do that and wait until the winter months when it's like vicious out there. It doesn't get too bad. I'm living in California, but wait until the rainy days and then get like that and make them get out there in that weather. This is how I think. You know what I mean? They're always, because right outside that, what they do is they feign like they're going to the garbage. We got to go to the garbage 27 times a day. And then when they do that, I'm like, well, sometimes the garbage takes itself out. You know what I'm saying? And then they're probably improving their own aroma by the constant visitations. Stinky bastards. So it just there's a lot of jokes to be had, and I try to get as many of them going on as I can.
I'm sure. Well, you've been doing real well lately. I mean, you've been on top of your game. I've never seen you so enthusiastic and eager to just put out another post and
Right.
or share with us something else. And it's great to see that they're allowing you to do that now.
Yeah, I don't understand everything that's going on, but I'm grateful for what's happening. And you need to understand, though, that they are allowing me to do the heavy lifting, but that's all. So I'm a bonehead, and it's been pretty severe lately, you guys. It's very difficult for me to just do normal, regular stuff. That's when they hit me hard and dumb me down. Just like, for example, just trying to get this going, today. Anything that's kind of perfunctory, that's when they cloud my brain and make it very difficult for me to move forward. Now, when I start thinking about theories and these other sorts of things, that's when I'm freed up and allowed to think a lot more. So, and I started wondering about that. So I discussed it with ChatGPT, and its position on it was that the targeting is sort of set up to put us where we will not be a problem.
Yes.
So whatever your gifts are, whatever your abilities are, it's going to throw something at you or try to keep you from being able to be too involved in fighting back. I don't know how that applies to my situation, but I have seen it that it's true in other people's situations. And most of the time that has been. They've kept me brain dead for the majority of my targeting period. They're allowing this And so I'm coming out of the woodwork, and then you guys are like, well, who's this guy? But I don't know how long this is going to last. So I'm trying to do what it is I can while it's going on. There have been periods where they've dumbed me down, Laverne, and I wasn't sure how that was what was going to happen, so I've had to just shift my operations. I'm used to writing every single last letter of every article I write. And what I've had to do is I've had to shift and utilize artificial intelligence more, direct AI to write things because I just haven't had the ability, but I need to get the information out to you guys. And so they had me dumb down to that ability at points, not today, but at certain points, and I still got the job done. I still got the articles out. I still got the information out there. Artificial intelligence is not as good a writer as I am, but it's still pretty good, and it might be more easily understood than I. So, yeah, I'm very grateful for it. But you guys need to know, man. If I didn't have to use that, I wouldn't. The idea, the concept of using, artificial intelligence to write my articles is anathema to me. I can't even stand the even entertaining the idea. It's just I write, man. It's what I do. It's what I like to do. I've been gifted by God, and I wouldn't pass it up given the opportunity. So it just doesn't make any sense. But that tells you guys how much they've had me beat down, and I'm still moving forward. I'm still doing it. I get up and I try to let Chat GPT know where I'm at, what's going on that day. But I might look for an article coming forward about potentially about how they tailor our experiences to keep us out, because there's somebody else I know that owns a piece of property, and so they make their whole targeting experience about defending that piece of property. So they don't really have too much in the way of energy and everything to fight them in any other way. And for you, Laverne, what they do is they just incapacitate you physically. And they've done that to me in the past too.
Something. I can't walk. I can't walk. I don't have to use the walker all the time.
Right.
But I can only go short distances before I lose my breath. So they think it might be AFib or a problem with my kidneys. We're still trying to work it out and see. But yeah, that's what they're. If it is now. That's what they're focusing on. They've slowed me down. I had a family reunion yesterday, and I wasn't able to go because of this. And I tell myself one day I will find out. In the afterlife, was it them causing it, or was it something else?
Well, would it make a difference? What would you do with the information?
I would just know that such monsters like them actually exist on Earth. I mean, I have plenty of other proof that they do.
Jury's in on that one already. Yeah.
Yeah, the jury's in on that one. I don't have to look too far or anything like that, but just know that these people upstairs from me hate me so much that they would do such a thing. I don't know, there's just something about knowing what they did to my person, myself.
I get that. I think it's just our need as humans to understand things. But my approach is that there's a lot here that can't be most likely understood, at least not readily, so I don't even try. I work with what I know to be true, and I leave the mysteries to be unraveled in time.
Okay.
So that sort of a thing there, where it comes from, personally, that would never cross my mind. First of all, I got to tell you, I would just assume it's them. I mean, that seems like Occam's razor to me, right? It was like when, I guess I can't go there. I can't. Oh no, I can't discuss that on I can't just, there's something I want to discuss, but they won't let me talk about it on a certain
No,
platform. I can talk about it
okay.
here, but I'm planning on putting it somewhere else too, and they won't let me talk about this, so I can't talk about it. And now I'm just sounding like an idiot.
It's okay. It's good you thought about that.
Yeah, good thing I covered that. So we're approaching 30 minutes, which should probably wind down. It didn't seem like 30 minutes, but I was yapping the whole time.
It sure doesn't.
I'm sorry, Laverne.
That's okay.
Yeah.
What? What are you sorry for?
Well, because I talked so much. I went through those articles. My countermeasures to their fatigue that they put on me is effective today, and so I'm kind of buzzing around a little bit.
It's okay. You're a talker. I'm a listener. I'm a better listener than I'm a talker. So it works out. We make a great team.
Okay, well, I think I can listen sometimes too, but I'd have to stop talking in order for that to happen. So it might be an unrealized idea. I don't know.
Yeah, I wasn't saying you're not a great listener. You're actually both.
Right. Well, I'd have to give myself a chance first. I have to stop talking long enough to check.
Okay. I'm going to have to leave just for about a minute.
No, I think we're done. We're going to wind down. But so I'm going to let you go, Laverne, okay? She's got a visitor. Love you, Laverne. I'm going to let her go because I got to stop this, so I hope she doesn't think I hung up on her. Watch, you guys. I can't do that. I'm going to do this. I'm going to have to already do something, I think, too. So anyways, yeah. Nice to have Laverne back. And I'm sorry that I'm not used to having her here now. So I've got to get used to having a co-host that can talk again. Aloysius doesn't interrupt me very much. And she doesn't either, for that matter. But she definitely speaks more than Aloysius does. And I'm grateful for it. So I think that's today's show. I think I'm a little out of sorts. Like I say, the stuff I take to work against their fatigue is taking effect today quite a bit. So I'm buzzing around doing these things. But I've got one more article to finish, and I'll be putting that out, and I'll link the other ones, the ones I discussed in this video here. So thanks for everyone, to everyone that tuned in. Thank you to Laverne too for the same. And God bless the TIs.